Magandang hello. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Gusto ko lang pong linawin na hindi tayo nandito para magsisihan. Nandito tayo para ayusin ang sistema at siguraduhin na hindi may pagkakait ng hustisya para sa mga biktima ng krimen. Welcome po ang investigasyong ito para malaman ng tao ang totoo. In fact, pabor po si Pangulong Duterte sa investigasyon para malaman natin kung saan ang mga lapses at kung may kailangan managot sa nangyari. Kailangan natin silipin at linawin ang mga probisyon ng Republic Act number 10592, pati na rin po ang implementing rules and regulations nito. Sa ngayon, nagmumukhang iba-iba ang interpretasyon ng batas at may mali sa application ng batas na ito. Pero ang malinaw para sa akin at sa mga ordinaryong Pilipino, hindi tama ang isang high-profile convict na pinatawan ng 7 reklusyon perpetua dahil sa karumal-dumal na krimen at nahulihan ng illegal na droga sa loob ng bilangguan ay bigla na lang mapalaya. Maaring maganda ang layunin ng batas na RA 10592, maganda naman ang mayroong mga insentibo para sa mga gustong magbagong buhay, pero dapat siguraduhin natin kung sino man ang mapalaya sa batas ay yung qualified talaga sa good conduct time allowance. Alam rin po natin na kahit anong good behavior sa kulungan ang gawin ng isang kriminal na nag-commit ng heinous crime, hindi nito maibabalik ang buhay na nawala. Hindi dapat maging polisiya ng gobyerno na mawalan ng hustisya ang mga naging biktima ng mga kadumal-dumal na krimen at mapalaya ang mga kriminal na may pagdududang maaring maging banta at salot muli sa lipunan. Sa aking pananaw, kailangan nating suriin ng mabuti ang pinanggagalingan ng aplikasyon ng batas na ito. Sino ba ang nagsulat at nag-aproba ng implementing rules and regulations na nagsasabing kasama ang mga convicted sa heinous crime sa computation ng GCTA? Bakit ba ganyan ang application ng batas? Kailan pa ba yan ginagawa? Saan ba ang mga lapses sa implementasyon ng batas o sa itinakdang polisiya mismo? Kung kailangan amendahan ng IRR o maging mismong batas, gawin natin. Suportado ko ang panukala ito sa Senado para amendahan o maklaro ang batas na ito. Pangalawa, paano naman maging good behavior ang pagpupuslit ng shabu at marijuana sa loob ng bilangguan? Ginagamit pa ng estatwa ng Birhen Maria para magtago ng shabu. Ang mga taong gumagawa nito ay walang konsensya at walang takot sa Diyos. Good conduct ba ito? Paano ba nakukonsidera na good conduct? Ano ba ang mga kwalifikasyon? Gusto natin malaman ang mga implikasyon sa GCTA kung magkakaroon ng prison violations ang mga inmates. Pangatlo, bisitahin natin ang kasulukuyang estado ng ating mga bilangguan. Dati ginagawa ang illegal na droga mismo sa loob ng kulungan. Ngayon, sinasabi natin hindi na. Ano ba ang status ng illegal drug clearing ng BuCor? Ano ba ang ginagawa ng BuCor para tuluyang mawala ito? Panghuli, sa tingin ko po, kung tatanungin ninyo ako at ibang senador, hindi kami sang-ayon sa pagpapalaya sa mga convicted heinous crime, kaya may iilan sa amin na sinusulong maibalik ang death penalty. Tulad ni Pangulong Duterte, galit po kami sa kriminal, lalong-lalo na po involved sa heinous crime. Consistent kami sa stand na yan. As legislator, it is important for us to make sure that there are no dubious provisions at contentious issues in the application of our laws. Ang layunin natin dito ay siguraduhin may hustisya sa ating bansa. Our laws should provide protection to our innocent people and justice to victims, and not provide a sanctuary through a law that benefits perpetrators of heinous crimes. Huwag natin ipagkait ang hustisya sa mga biktimang nangungulila dahil lang sa isang batas na salungat sa hustisya ang ating inaasam para sa bawat Pilipino. Death is better than being in jail until you die. Kung ganon katigas ang Pilipino, then ibalik ang death penalty. Kung gusto nila, humanitarian, we have to implement this law. But ayusin lang, we can't have both. Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, allow me to ask the following questions. At meron lang po akong gustong ibahagi kasi po para maintindihan po ng publiko.
With all due respect, Senator Go, your 5 minutes is up, but I'll give you 2 minutes to ask your questions.
Okay. Ito lang pong, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po sanang i-emphasize that our President Duterte exercises prudence in deciding cases and petitions for executive clemency. Binubusisi niya ang lahat ng dumadaan sa kanya for his approval. Hindi po siya padalos-dalos at pinag-aaralan niya ng mabuti ang lahat ng dumadaan sa kanya. And in fact, nasa lamesa pa niya ang iilan pong humihingi ng mga executive clemency or pardon. At pinapabalik niya, humihingi siya ng narrative, qualified ba ito? Sino bang mga ito? Matanda na ba ito? At deserving na ba silang lumabas at lumaya? So ibig ko po sabihin, kung ganun po kasigurista po ang ating Pangulo, so dapat rin po sa mga kasama natin sa gobyerno, sa BuCor, sa DOJ, ay pag-aralan po nating mabuting, lalong-lalo na po yung mga involved po sa heinous crimes. So, nakikiramay po ako kanila, Mrs. Sarmienta, Mrs. Gomez. Alam ko pong hindi na po may babalik ang buhay ng inyong mga anak. Anyway, bago po pumutok itong balitang ito, gusto ko lang pong sabihin sa inyo yung totoo. Sir, bigyan mo naman ako ng additional 5 minutes. Sila kanina, 20 minutes eh.
The chair is always very fair.
Thank you, sir.
That's why I even cautioned Senator Tolentino that your question should be brief so that your time will be well spent. Because we do not count the answers.
Thank you, sir.
But I was looking at Senator Pangilinan because he might ask you, will the gentleman yield? Because that was a privileged speech you just delivered.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
May mas na lang bukas po.
I will allow you. Go ahead. Ask your question. Please.
Bago po, ikwento ko na po, bago po pumutok yung balita, maalala ko, August 20, nabasa po natin sa mga periodiko ng possible release of Mr. Sanchez. Then nung araw-araw po merong presidential briefer na binabasa ang ating Pangulo, including confidential ones, ay nung August 21 ng gabi, nabasa niya po ito at unang-una niyang ginawa, pinatawagan niya kaagad si BuCor Chief Faeldon at Ma'am Mrs. Sarmienta, sinabi niya kay BuCor Faeldon, sabi niya, do not release. At ang sinabi niya, order from the higher authority. Hindi niya muna pinangalanan, pero ibig sabihin, wala naman pong ibang higher authority other than the President of the Philippines. Yun po yung sinabi niya at pinarating rin po kay Secretary Guevara na hindi po papayag si Pangulong Duterte. In fact, sinabi ko nga nagbigay na lang po ako ng statement na sabi ko nga kay Mr. Sanchez, pagdusahan at pagbayaran mo na lang po yung kasalanan mo dyan sa loob kesa lumabas ka, baka ikli pang iyong buhay. At sabi ko nga, mas mabuti pang antayin mo na lang na si San Pedro na lang ang humatol sa iyo, Mr. Sanchez. Anyway, tuloy-tuloy po ang kampanya ni Pangulong Duterte laban sa kriminalidad. Kasama po kami rito at asahan niyo po sa mga naging biktima, hindi po papayag si Pangulong Duterte na gano'n na lang po, basta-basta. So, sabi ni Pangulong Duterte, magkakaroon rin siya ng sarili niyang investigasyon at gusto niyang malaman kung meron bang korupsyon na nangyari. Bakit po na-release ang mga prisoners na involved po sa heinous crimes. And then after dagdag ko na lang po to, after the GCTA law was enacted in 2013, then DOJ Secretary De Lima and DILG Secretary Rojas caused the issuance of the corresponding IRR. Did they not? I'm addressing my question to DOJ. In the said IRR, Secretary De Lima and Secretary Rojas did not include a rule or guideline categorically stating that heinous crime convicts were not covered by the benefits of the GCTA law. Is that correct? And then, are you aware of any incidents of corruption in the grant of GCTAs? Kindly explain. And then last, what remedial steps do you think Congress should take in the light of the present controversy over GCTAs? Yun lang po ang aking tanong. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Senator, for asking those questions. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, the implementing rules and regulations that were adopted in 2014 followed closely the wordings of the law itself. So as there was no very explicit and expressed statement that would clearly indicate that heinous crime convicts and those charged with heinous crimes are not covered by the benefits of the law, since there is a doubt in the interpretation, nothing was also mentioned in the implementing rules and regulations to clarify that bit of ambiguity. So essentially, ganun din po ang laman ng IRR. So that's why we are trying to review this and inject our own view about the exclusion to make it even more clear. Whether that will in fact be sustained if questioned before a court of law is something that we cannot really anticipate. But that's how we intend to clarify these implementing rules and regulations by injecting a very clear statement that those convicted of heinous crimes as well as habitual delinquents, escapees, and recidivists are not covered by any benefit under RA 10592. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity, if I may be given the privilege by this Justice Committee to make certain recommendations insofar as the law itself is concerned, because this is the main reason why I attended this particular hearing. Not so much to answer operational questions as to provide somehow a legal framework for any possible legislation, remedial or otherwise, that Congress, both the Senate and the lower house, may deem proper. So
Well,
if I
let me
may,
remind the good secretary that this committee, particularly the Justice Committee, is interested in addressing the problem by creating legislation. In fact, we have already filed a bill. Several bills have been filed by the Senate on the matter. And that's why it would be, your statements would be welcome. The Blue Ribbon Committee is also in aid of legislation, but principally to weed out corruption and to find out whether there was malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance. And I'm glad that the President is very, very aware of this, and he was immediately on the act, according to Senator Go. But what is most important is the fact that if the President was really, kung totoo talaga siya mismo, ay ganun kasintindi ang kanyang galit dyan, bakit napapayagan, bakit nakakalusot doon sa BuCor yung mga bagay na ganyan. Kaya yan ang dapat nating address. Hindi kayo nasabihan, ho? Can you please speak to the microphone because I need your statement for the record. Hindi po kayo nasabihan.
There was no such information given to us.
Ito po yung sa application for executive clemency, hindi po doon sa GCTA.
We just came to know that he applied for executive clemency only when this matter came out.
When August 20 happened.
Yes.
So hindi nila alam po. So maybe you should correct that. Ano? Because talaga naman dapat, ako rin na biktima niyan eh. Yung isang mastermind sa tatay ko, kinomit yung sentence na hindi namin alam, from death to life. Sama ng loob ko, kaya tinatanong ko kayo na, talagang naman ko yung pigati ng mga puso ng itong mga magulang. Pero isabihin, kung nagigpit kayo at dapat alam na ng BuCor, alam na dapat ang Secretary of Justice yan, bakit 6 months later, nagulat ba kayo na bigla lumabas ito si Sanchez dito? Irrespective of the law. Everybody should be on notice. Oy, hindi pinayagan niya ng or executive clemency, hindi naman lulusot kay Presidente yan ba't pinayagan niyo sa BuCor? Tama po ba yan? Would that be a correct assumption?
it's correct, Your Honor.
And when that assumption is done, masisisi niyo ba ang tao na sabihin baka may milagro nangyari dyan? Una-una, tahimik na tahimik, walang transparency, at ito ay talaga masalo na kaso na dapat a normal person, a common sense person would know, teka muna, mainit itong kaso ito, na hindi pinapasok ng sa permission to clemency, dapat magtanong muna ako sa boss ko. Nagtanong ka ba? Tatanungin kita ulit. Nagtanong ka ba? Director General Faeldon?
The BuCor is not part of the parole.
But they said you were consulted. Kinukonsulta kayo.
I am not aware of any application of
But sir, you know, if I were running, ano question ba tayo? If I were running, lahat na mag-a-apply doon, na mag-a-apply, alam ako, dahil sasabihin ko, huwag nyo i-consider yan, dahil lukulukuhan. Ang daming rules na binabiolate. Pakita nyo yung rules. Andiyan, may checklist ako ng mga rules na binabiolate. So dapat, ayan, no? Yung mga, meron siyang exchanging uniforms or wearing clothes other than those issued for the purpose. Maliit na bagay, pero malaking bagay dito sa good conduct. Merong mga nagsasabi na keeping an unauthorized amount of money, jewelry, watches, cellular phones, or other communication devices. Luxury pa. So, yan lang. Hindi ko nadadaan sa lahat. Pag nalaman ko yan, hindi ko talaga i-recommend. Tama po ba yan? Would I be well within my premises to do that?
Your Honor, I would like to request the honorable member of the PPA that your answer to the honorable senator is wrong. We have nothing to do with the application of pardons and parole. You just get from our office the carpeta and you're the one to
Okay,
recommend
tatanungin ko
to
ulit.
the
Parang
President. So we have nothing to do with the recommendation
Tanong
of
ko kayo
parole.
kanina.
So I would like
nalalaman
gentleman
ba-
from the
just a moment.
PPA to correct, Your Honor. Pero, yes, sir.
Press your luck.
The carpet is with us, sir.
Do not press your luck. I'm going to help you with it. I'm asking him again. Dahil sinabi niya na nakukonsulta at sinasabi sa kanila ang Bureau of Corrections. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir. We consult these cases with the Bureau of Corrections because they submit to us the records of the PDLs.
So sila nagsasabi
And
na
the contents of these records came from the Bureau of Corrections.
That's
So we
correct.
asked them.
So, kung di mo nalaman, bakit di mo nalaman?
The date is not my term yet, sir. Well, the application was-
December 2018, it was denied and then it was
17, the
approved
application
February
was-
17.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ah?
The application was 2017, Your Honor.
2018 December. And then it was rejected finally in February 17, 2019. You were there already.
The application, sir, was applied prior to my assumption, Your
That's
Honor.
right. But the decision was made 2019 and somewhere along the line, dapat nalalaman nyo kung sino nag-apply because meron ka dapat inputs doon. I'm not trying to blame you. I just want to make sure that in the interest of good legislation in the future, dapat, no uncertain terms, dapat kinukonsulta kayo sapagkat kayo nakakakita close quarters. Pangalawa, sasabihin ko na rin yan, sinasabi ko yung close quarters, sasabihin ko rin sa inyo, nakikita ko, close quarters, may telepono yung preso, tumutugtog doon sa, may concert doon sa preso, may mga kubul. So, hindi mo maalis. It is up to us, kung tayo nagmamaneho noon, hindi mo maalis na sasabihin, some are more favored than others. Hindi mo masisisi ang tao, di ba? Kaya nga nililinaw ko ito, para sa pagdating sa legislation, malinaw na malinaw yan. So, sa madaling sabi, talagang, hindi talaga nagbibigay ng inputs, hindi nabigyan ba kayo ng inputs dyan? Sa pag-application sa executive clemency ni Sanchez?
Hello, we received, sir, the carpeta, and in the carpeta, it includes all reports.
Ay, yung karpeta yan, laman ng talagang lifetime niya sa records, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
so
sir.
dapat alam nila
Yes,
yan,
sir.
di ba?
Tama po.
Oh, ayan ang karpeta. Meron akong copy dito. Inago na naman ni Senator Dillon. Anyway, thank you, Frank. But anyway, the point is, dapat hindi makalusot yan. Ang pinagtataka lang namin na Secretary General Faeldon, Director General Faeldon, is paano ninyo na i-recommend yan? Ang dami niyang violations. May drug. Paulit-ulit na ako dyan. Ayoko na ulitin yan. Pero nakalusot pa rin. Nabigyan mo sila ng process. Meron pinakita si Senator Lacson na pirma mo. At ang dami rin nangyayari na pinipirma ng mga tao mo, hindi dapat nila gawin. Di ba? So talagang may problema tayo. So that is what I want to lay the predicate on. Because Senator Go has said the President is there he's looking at the records, he will be very extra careful na hindi makakalusot yung mga bagay na ganyan. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. May I continue?
And I'm asking you a question.
Yes, sir. Anyway, para po maintindihan ng...
What is the answer to my question? Hindi makakalusot kay Presidente.
Yes, sir, of course. In-explain ko lang kanina eh. Very prudent po ang ating Pangulo. Unang-una, para po maintindihan ng publiko, etong iba't ibang klase po itong pagre-release eh. Marami nanonood sa TV. May probation, ito po yung... Simplify eh. I will just simplify it. Probation, the court grants the probation. Itong parole, ito po yung dumadaan sa Board of Pardons and Parole. And then, they grant the parole. Ito namang Good Conduct Time Allowance, GCTA, ito po yung sa BuCor. Sila na po ang nagpo-proseso nito. Marahil nagtataka kayo bakit hindi po alam ni Pangulong Duterte yung na-release na almost 2,000 kasi po hindi dumadaan sa kanya. Ang dumadaan lang po sa Pangulo ay itong absolute pardon or conditional pardon. Now, my last question. If proven excluded po yung mga heinous crimes na na-release na po and not qualified sila, paano ba yun? Pwede ba natin silang i-recall? O pwede ba natin considered sila as wanted? O pwede bang shoot to kill? Anong pwedeng gawin sa kanila kung...
Senator, I already stated earlier that it's a very complicated issue. The Department of Justice has a view regarding how to deal with those who have already been released but were sentenced to life, or rather sentenced due of crimes which are considered heinous in character. But as I also explained earlier, considering that maybe constitutional issues may be involved here, and interests of both sides have to be considered and balanced, I'd rather not make a comment at this time until a more thorough study on how to deal with a problem has been made.
Okay. Sir, okay na po ako. Chairman, Mr. Chair, I'm done. Thank you po.
Lucid interval here with Senator Dillon. I asked, I requested the records of the, that is what we were discussing here, of the Bureau of Pardon